Thanks for joining me. I'm Allison Seymour, and it's time to get uplifted. For a lot of us, our mothers hold the crown when it comes to folks who uplift us the most. And I sure do miss my mom every day, but her legacy lives on through me and my girls. In fact, you're looking at some video of me and my babies through the years. Well, right now, your mom probably taught you how to tie your shoes. She drove you to your school activities and was right there to listen to every story, every daily update, every frustration. She has likely been around the bend with you and has hopefully been your biggest cheerleader throughout your whole life. So in honor of Mother's Day, which happened just a couple of days ago, on May 11th, we are dedicating this episode of Get Uplifted to mommies in the DMV. And we want to begin by highlighting the special bond between mother and daughter or son. It's a bond that will convince many of us as moms to bend over backwards for our children, no matter what the issue is. But don't just take our word for it. Listen to this special mother-daughter story.
Livia and Zofie Karetka have always had an amazing mother-daughter bond. Now they're even closer.
This is just another celebration to the beautiful and loving mother I have that did something super, super amazing for me.
At 14, Zofie was diagnosed with liver disease with no known cause. At 18, doctors told the family she needed a liver transplant.
When we found out that there is nothing they can do about it to make it better or to stop the progression of her liver disease, that was probably the hardest when we found it out.
But then they found out Livia was a match.
That was our Christmas present, I would say, the biggest present.
So much more hopeful to have a live donor, especially that donor being my mom.
Dr. David Kwan performed the minimally invasive procedure in January of last year at the Cleveland Clinic, extracting a piece of Livia's liver.
From a donor perspective, it's easier to recover because the incisions are smaller, less painful. From a surgical perspective, it's more difficult, more challenging.
My parents were there when I woke up. I know that was pretty emotional for them.
They recovered together.
You want to be strong for your daughter. I think she wanted to be strong for me. So even if we had some pain, we were just dealing with it and doing it together.
Zofie has taken up running during her recovery, but not before Mom got the doctor's okay.
Obviously, as a mom, you worry. She's a very determined kid. So I did make a call to her transplant coordinator.
And she was at the finish line of Zofie's first marathon.
She gave me a second opportunity to live and saved my life. And I'm, forever, forever grateful. I love her so much. She's a great mother.
I would do it over and over again.
Because a mother's love is endless. Michael George, CBS News.
So as you just saw, love isn't always about who buys you the most expensive thing. Sometimes it's as simple as someone showing up consistently and lending their ear or their shoulder. Joining us now to talk more about their special bond and share some motherly advice is local mommy-daughter duo Kathy Hogan-Bruin. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Hi.
And you all on the Get Uplifted stream already know her amazing daughter, Carly Hogan. Hi. How's everything going on social media these days?
Great as always.
I love that so much. All right. You know, we're just celebrating all things moms today. And so can you explain that bond that you and Carly share?
Well, my daughter's my best friend, and she's my inspiration, and I'm just so proud of her and feel tight and close with her, and we have fun together. And
I love it.
Definitely feel a very strong bond.
Now, Carly, when did it change from, or was it always this way? But did it change from like, yes, mom, to, hey, you want to go to the, want to go shopping, mom? Did the relationship change, or has it always been like this for you?
We've always been really close, but after college, when I moved home for a few months, we got really close and we started hanging out a lot. And we started going on runs together, training for a half marathon. So over time, it got a lot stronger.
Right. So you say after school. So do you think it was just, we always say like, okay, I'm not one of your little friends, but at a certain point you kind of become, especially daughters for me, I have three, the little friends that you always sort of call on. Do you think it was after school, maybe after, Carly had gotten through all the stuff before 18?
Sure. I would say leaving for college, like once we each had our own space and there was less of me suggesting maybe what she should be doing and more of her just living her own life and doing a great job at it. And clearly being really independent. So I'd say once she left for college. And she actually studied abroad in high school for a year in Italy.
Okay.
So I think that too, once we had like our own distance, things started to change.
When do you think is a good time to sort of not switch everything, because you're always going to be mom and you're always going to call for that motherly advice, but what advice can you give for sort of making that switch so that you don't become that same sort of, in a good way, helicopter parent that you might have been, you know, when they're 12 years old and they really need that guidance? What's that secret, do you think?
The secret to making the shift?
Yeah, successfully.
I'm not sure I know, but I think it just happened naturally and luckily for us. But I would say having fun, so that, yeah, there's time for reminding about homework and chores and all of that, but building in time for offline fun. Like we took a lot of bike rides and hikes together and cooked together, traveled together. So just doing stuff outside of the house where we're away from obligations and away from screens.
Sort of switching it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the fun things? I know you said the hikes and all that. Did you do a marathon together?
Yes.
Half marathon recently, yeah.
What was that like?
Do you want to go?
It was great.
Yeah.
It was Carly's first. I'd done a number of races before, and she just decided she wanted to do, and she took it on, and I was there to cheer her on. And then at the finish line, we ran through together, and she was crying and so happy and proud of herself. And it was really fun as a mom to see her accomplish something that she wanted to do, and to see her being proud of herself.
Right. Okay, so I know that I asked moms, so let me ask you the secret to sort of transitioning from childhood, you know, before you go away to school, maybe 18, to a successful adult relationship. What would you say that advice is, or how to maybe approach your mom in a different way than maybe you looked at her when you were 15 years old?
I think I learned to ask for advice and ask her to hang out, and we just started creating this bond that we became best friends just by doing things, like she said, like outside of the house, and not looking up to her as someone like who was in charge of me, and more someone that I want to like rely on as like a friend. And she's a great listener, and I just really appreciate her just being there for me. Yeah.
I love it so much. All right. Carly, thank you. Kathy, thank you. Hope you had a beautiful Mother's Day.
Absolutely, and you too.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. And we want to highlight a few other mother-daughter combos, those that we're showing you. You might recognize from the sidelines of the Commanders games. And we spoke to former dancers on the Command Force who say their mom played a large role in their journey and success with the Burgundy and Gold.
When I tried out this year, I made it, and it was just a dream come true, especially because it's Washington, and she cheered for that team back in the 80s.
And now it's something that we can both share and be a part of beyond, you know, even into the Alumni Association.
If it wasn't for her being so motivating in just all of the areas, I wouldn't even be here.
This isn't anything that we planned or talked about, and it's just like, unfolding right in front of me, just the same things I was doing. It's like an extra proud mom moment, kind of, for sure.
I love that so much. Look at them making their moms and all of the DMV proud on the Command Force. Alrighty. Well, I recently got the chance to sit down with celebrity mom, Miss Tina Knowles. You may have heard of her famous daughters, Beyonce, Solange. Well, Miss Tina launched her book tour for her best-selling memoir. It's called Matriarch, right here in the DMV at the National Harbor, MGM National Harbor. And during that interview, she was gracious enough to share her advice for being a mom. Take a listen.
I think just to prioritize them and always make them feel like they're the first priority, and to spend time with them individually. That's so important, that you understand that your children are individuals, and they, you know, it's just easy, especially when you got a lot of kids, that you just put them all in the car together and you spend every day with all of them. But you have to look at them individually and find out what makes them tick, what's their passion. That's the best advice I think I could give.
Amen to that. I have 3 daughters. They're all very close, stair steps, but so different.
Yeah, they're all completely different.
So different, so you have to parent according to the child.
Absolutely. And people think it's a cookie cutter thing. Sometimes it's not. My sister had 8 children, and she would say, Lena, Denise, Ronnie, Tommy, she'd get them all mixed up. And my mom used to have a fit, and she would say, don't do that. You know, you need to see them. And she was like, I have 8 children.
Right.
I can't.
If I'm looking at them, they know who I'm talking to.
They know. That's what she would say. You know what I mean.
Well, during your childhood, you probably showed your mom whatever art you made at school, whether it was a simple doodle or an elaborate painting. Your mom probably applauded your creation and then maybe even hung that masterpiece up in your house, right? And that likely made you feel good. So we want to return that happy feeling. We asked artist Anna August to paint something that reflects the impact that moms make. So of course you remember Anna as this year's official artist for the National Cherry Blossom Festival. She created this beautiful piece of artwork. Anna is from Jamaica, so she couldn't join us in person, but in a huge surprise now, she joins us now on Zoom to finish her mom-inspired painting. Anna, thank you so much for spending some time again here with us in DC. How have you been since the Cherry Blossom Festival?
It's been great. It's been so exciting, and I've just been basking in everything that came after it.
Oh, well, we just enjoyed your artwork so much so that we wanted to see something that you created for mothers. Could you show us what you have so far and just sort of explain the inspiration behind it?
Absolutely. Let me show you. So this is a painting I created for Mother's Day. I wanted it to capture, you know, the strength of motherhood, but also the grace that they do it with. I made this painting with 5 little ducklings because I'm the youngest of 5. And I feel like my mom sacrificed so much for us to have the life that we have now. And I wanted this to be an ode to her and a tribute to her.
I love it so much. The youngest of 5, my goodness. And you're the baby, how sweet. Can you talk a little bit just about, you hit on it, but about that relationship with your mother, how it's been impactful in your artwork?
So my mom is like my biggest supporter. She's always trumping me on. She's always supporting me ever since I was younger. My mom would always come home with like little boxes of crayons and stuff. And that sounds small, but in Jamaica growing up, that's like a treasure. Not every little kid has crayons. I used to make my paint with rose petals. That's how rare it is.
Wow. Okay.
To have like kind of materials and stuff. And you know how you mentioned your mom collects your art and they put it on the fridge, but my mom went a step beyond that. She'd always encourage me to keep that creativity and like the childlike love for my art that I've always had since I was younger. So she encouraged me to, you know, stick with that and keep that.
I love that. So, you know, again, we talked about your work for the DC Cherry Blossom Festival, but you were also here in the district because you hosted a workshop with Apple. Can you talk to us about that?
Yes, that was awesome. So we led a creative workshop where we encouraged young talent, and I talked about my story a little bit and how I created my artwork, and spoke about how art has impacted my life and hopefully inspired the other artists that were in the crowd. So that's great.
Can't help but notice you use so many vibrant colors. Can you tell us about this decision I'm just looking at your artwork, it's gorgeous. The decision that you've made to use colors, perhaps even where you are right now in the islands. Talk just about the impact that you hope it makes as well.
My color is like my way of expressing myself. I feel like it's my way to express joy or whatever it is that I'm feeling. And so I've always been drawn to colorful stuff. And growing up in Jamaica, everything is amplified. The colors are vibrant, the teal waters, the sunset over the ocean is very vibrant and very alive. And I feel like unintentionally, I show that in my artwork.
Gorgeous, just beautiful. Normally we don't ask women their age. That's so old-fashioned, but you're still a very young person. What's next for you?
I have a lot coming up. So I'm with the gallery and we do a lot of live auctions and stuff. So I have a lot of out of the country auctions coming up, which I'm super excited about. I have a lot of collaborations that I can't really talk about yet, but they're so exciting. And I just want to continue creating art that inspires people and people can connect with, and art that makes people feel something.
Where can we see, is there a website or anything before we let you go that we can just look around like a virtual gallery?
Yes, so I have a website. It's annaaugustart.com. And I also have all my art displayed most of my art on my Instagram, where I share more personal stuff about my life. But yeah, you can see majority of my art there or on my website.
Anna August, all the way from Jamaica, you are a delight. Thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, still ahead, we are heading to the kitchen. A local Food Network star and her mom are baking up a sweet treat inspired by their relationship. Welcome back. Well, some of you may have spent your childhood whipping up some yummy treats with your mom, especially after a bad or stressful day. So in honor of our moms making life so much sweeter, we invited a local Food Network champion and her mother into the studios earlier this month. And what's even more special about this moment, our baker surprised her mom by creating a dessert inspired by her. Take a look. It is time to chef it up. This is Food Network champion Tiffany Lightfoot. Tiffany owns My Cake Theory, and she runs the shop out of a satellite kitchen, but she used to have a brick and mortar on Capitol Hill. Look at these beautiful creations. She won Holiday Wars in 2020 and competed on Candyland during that same year. So talk about busy and talented. And we're happy to say on this Mother's Day celebration, this is Tiffany's mom, Cherie Burns. You know, Cherie has helped Tiffany shop for years with everything. We were talking from standing outside handing out samples so that people could go in to the marketing and the beautiful styling and all that. This is mom extraordinaire Cherie. Hi.
Hi, sister.
Hello. I know this is my niece. Anyway, thank you both for joining us. So happy to be.
Thank you for having us back.
So we're going to get into this in a minute, but I just got to say you have a brand new venture that you're starting,
yes,
right?
We're super excited about bringing something new and fun and different and creative to everyone. And so we're going to be offering, you know, everybody knows about a good sip and paint, but we're going to cake and sip.
That is so cute. So you come, you do what? Decorate?
So you'll come, you'll get a cake naked like this. You'll get some frosting, some toppings, and then you'll be able to walk through the process of decorating, and I'll be there to help. It'll be a chance for you to either come with friends, come on a date.
Oh, it's perfect.
You know, like whatever you can think of, it'll be the ideal for any occasion.
It's perfect. So we'll give you the information on how to find out because you have one coming up pretty soon.
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that. But first, you know, we're celebrating Mother's Day, and your mom was so impactful in everything that you did. Can you just brag on Mama for a second? And she's so cute.
And she's adorable. She's normally my stylist, and so today I had to get her dressed.
Yeah, okay.
So
so
we're twinning today.
Yes,
but
looking so cute.
So my mom, you see, she's now is a cupcake icer.
Okay.
She's a cake sampler.
Yes.
You know, anyone who's come to the shop and met her has fallen in love.
Yes, as we all
And they always, I met your mom outside, and she's great. You know.
So Cherie, how important is it, before we're going to get into this, but to like sort of, you know, hear your child's dream and nurture that?
It is like unbelievable because you hear her talk about it. You're watching it evolve, and then you say, "Did this just happen? Oh my God, did she just do this? Oh, look at her! Oh, look at my baby! And you know, you start getting all mushy on the inside. I know. I'm trying not to. And then you just say, "This just happened."
Right.
Look at this. She's got a brand, she has a company, she has employees, she has this. Then she still went on further to like be the best woman that I thought she could be.
Oh, it's like, look at what you did. And before we do it, Tiffany, I have a question for you. How important was that support?
It's extremely important. When you are building something, anything, whatever it is, if it's a family, if it's a business, if it's a relationship, you need people behind you to support all the things that you're trying to do and achieve, because you cannot do it alone.
Right.
And so, you know, when they used to say it takes a village, it takes a village, it takes a village and the neighboring village sometimes.
Yes, it does.
So
and a strong mama.
and a strong mama.
So let's talk about what we're doing today. You put me to work too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're gonna frost cupcakes. It's Mother's Day, and you know, moms need their flowers.
Yes.
So we're gonna do a little decorating. We got some things going. I'm gonna show a little tribute in a little cake design that is ideal. And when I think about my mom, this is what I think about.
Okay.
You know, because she's a diva. You see her. And so we're all gonna create our own version of. Oh, look at hers. Of a cake.
Okay.
or cupcake.
Look, I'm trying to look at Cherise to see what I'm doing.
Come
Okay.
on, Allison,
All right,
you
here
know,
I
you
go.
can- Go ahead.
So I
do
guess
it,
there's
do it.
no wrong
Ooh,
way to
you
do
did
it.
that good. Look at
Thank
you.
you. Because I saw
Oh,
you.
yeah,
Thank you.
Put silver on that too.
Thank
Here
you.
go.
Now I have my little appliques now.
Oh,
Shoot,
great.
I'm
Go
doing
ahead,
my
go
thing.
ahead. Go ahead, do your thing.
I'm
Do
gonna
your
do
thing.
my
She's like, I
thing.
got
Do your
this.
thing.
I got this. You learned. You learned from the
She
last
learned.
time.
Right. They said, have you practiced? When you came back in this time. So if somebody wants to get something for Mother's Day, Tiffany, what can they, I know it's probably, next year. What should they do as far as getting in touch with My Cake Theory?
Well, they can always email us at
Okay.
info@mycaketheory. You can also go to our website and always www.mycaketheory.com.
Okay.
We're on social media, all the same name, My Cake Theory, and you can always put in an inquiry online. You can email me directly, and you can also give us a call, and we're always willing to help. And people, we always say, give us 2 weeks notice, give us 2 weeks notice, because people want cakes that look like all kinds of crazy things, including cupcakes too.
Right.
But even if it's at the last second, like I hate telling people no.
I know, but we do not recommend that. For the sanity of Tiffany and Mom Cherie, who will probably jump in and help.
Yes, she will have to jump in and help.
Please give a little more notice. Okay. All righty.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
You doing okay?
I think I'm doing okay.
So I'm using a little fresh flowers.
And it's crazy, like when you started, it was, no, Ma, don't do it that way. Ma, do it this way. No, Ma.
She likes to, she likes to do it her own way.
Right.
And I have to remind her constantly.
Right.
And it's like when I would do samples, and they liked the way I created it, so we would have to go in. I have to tell her they want it this way. Yep.
It never made sense though.
Right.
That's how they wanted it.
Okay, I think I'm. Wait a minute, is that right? Yeah, I think I'm done.
It looks good.
It's busy.
It's busy.
But it was
busy's
made
good.
with love.
Aww.
Yeah, it's 2 butterflies and a
you
Happy
did
Mother's
2
Day.
butterflies. That's pretty.
Probably didn't need to.
No, you did.
But
You did.
no,
Little and
I
big.
like
That's
to.
what I like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I see this gift box in front of us here. Can people order things like that as well?
Yes, you can order things like this for Mother's Day, and Father's Day is coming up. You cannot forget the fathers. We focus on the moms, but
We sure do.
The dads actually, they enjoy these kind of things as
Right.
well, and we can do very masculine things for them too. You can customize it with flavors. And colors, so that's always a good thing to do. You can also do that with for birthdays.
Okay.
Or just to
nice.
just because your loved ones is a cakeaholic.
Oh, wait a minute, I did this wrong. Okay, so here's mine. So that's almost our time.
Okay.
So, we're waiting for this reveal here. I'm gonna take this away. So it looks nice and pretty.
Yeah, okay.
Alrighty. And
All right.
isn't that like a little? Oh, wait a minute, I can't wait till I see the
So you see
part.
the front?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can't wait to that. So this is Tiffany Lightfoot, of course, and it's mycaketheory.com. And there's about to be a cake and sip that's happening when?
We're gonna host it. We're trying to do for June.
Okay.
Because we're trying to get a little bit past all of the graduations.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
So
got
at the end of June we'll be releasing the date, and so people can sign up.
Okay.
And it's gonna go fast.
Yeah.
So, but it'll be great. It'll be all inclusive. So it'll be all your drinks, your cake.
Yeah.
There'll be
Just
food.
show up.
Just show up and have a great time.
It's you get all that information on mycaketheory.com. Okay, we ready for this? Okay, now just in time, because now Cherie is dropping all of her yeah, that's that.
All the little cute balls, the little
All right.
balls.
Here we go. Let's see.
So this is how I see you, Mom.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
Oh, that is so cute. Did you just do that in front of me? I
just did it in front of you.
I didn't see her doing that. That is so cute.
Wow, that is gorgeous.
And those are real flowers.
That is so, I love the silhouette.
Yes.
Ladies, thank you. You always make it so bright and fun whenever you come visit us for our Get Uplifted. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cherie. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you so much. All righty.
Oh my goodness.
They are just a joy. Thanks for coming in. Well, now we're highlighting a local program that is helping dozens of mothers feel supported. Our Marcella Robertson shows us how.
It's Monday evening and Gilly Shaw clocks out of her 9-to-5 job and into one of her passions.
Hey, mamas!
Serving moms.
I had extreme postpartum.
Every Monday, Gilly interviews a mom with a mission to create a safe space to share their motherhood journey.
I think it's important to check in with yourself.
A safe space something she wishes she had on her post-pregnancy journey.
When I was 10 days postpartum, I started posting on social media. I could barely walk up the steps. Why do I feel like I got hit by a bus? Is this normal?
After months of posting her journey, Gilly discovered other mothers had similar stories they wanted to share.
And we started having these conversations. I'm like, I would love to interview y'all like individually to really hear y'all stories.
Like Asha Kebaru.
It was a moment to not only be seen, but to also share my perspective about what motherhood looks like and to be an encouragement.
If people don't know what you're going through, how can they support you? Because a lot of the times the people around us have no idea what we're going through.
What started as a conversation turned into Momish Monday, a safe space on social media for moms to open up about their mental health.
Anytime I leave a new Momish event, I feel full, I feel happy, I feel a new sense of hope in being a mom.
Momish Monday took on a life of its own, and soon Gilly expanded her community into New Momish, a community supporting moms through all stages of motherhood. New Momish provides resources, services, and hosts meetups for moms all across the DMV.
We try to keep them really small just so we can have that intimate experience and ask them like, how you doing today?
We got some new moms here tonight.
The moms who attend each get something different out of the event.
Having sisterhood is freedom.
My favorite event would be the What About Your Friends event, because at that event we got really open, really transparent. There were tears, there were laughs, and I left feeling like I wasn't alone.
I thank God that I had the New Momish community because those monthly meetups were my therapy.
I think it's important for people to know like every mom really does need a village on demand, and she may not ever ask for it. Just asking her if she's okay is like a big step.
A new way to build community for moms. Marcella Robertson, WUSA 9.
Well, many of us rely on flowers to say I love you. In fact, some of you may have spent the days leading up to Mother's Day searching for that perfect bouquet for mom. Not always the easiest of tasks. So we wanted to bring in local florist that is no stranger to the Get Uplifted show so that you can have a better idea of what types of floral arrangements will have the biggest impact on not just mom, but anybody that you're buying flowers for. Joining us once again is the owner of Flowers by Alexis Haggins. Her shop is located on Upshur Street in the Petworth area of Northwest DC, close to Howard University. So thanks for being with us again.
Thank you for having me.
Did you have a good Mother's Day?
I did.
Okay,
yes.
All right. And now, is there a perfect bouquet for mom, or is it just what she wants? What do we need to keep in mind next year when it comes to buying flowers for mama?
I think you should find out if mom has a favorite flower.
Okay.
And if she doesn't, then the next thing will be definitely her favorite color, right? Because you can incorporate those colors into a bouquet, the wrapping, and the ribbon.
Right, making it super special.
Absolutely.
Not just, okay. So we know that you hosted a Mother's Day vendors market.
Yes.
How was it? Tell us about the impact, any feedback. I know it was a great time.
Oh my goodness, it was amazing. Yeah. I had some amazing vendors come out and they showcased all different products from shea butters to candles to clothing. And they just were able to network and meet new people in the neighborhood and showcase their products that will be a best Mother's Day gift.
Now, are you going to do it again before next May so we can get there if you didn't get there?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We're going to do a Father's Day one as well, too.
Okay, because the dads always get left behind.
Yes, they do.
All right. Tell us just about, once again, your shop. The story behind it is so special. Speaking of fathers, how you honoring your dad. Can you tell us about your flower shop?
Absolutely. So it's actually on the same street that my father's florist was, on Upshur Street Northwest. We moved there when I was 9 years old. And I pretty much feel like I've picked up the baton, right? My dad was very known in the community. Everyone loved him. And so I feel like it's my duty to give back, continue to give to the community as he did.
Right, and have you seen the impacts in real time as far as people, how they sort of, feel when they see your shop?
Absolutely, because I'm intentional about making my shop a place to come and feel good, right? So you're definitely going to feel better leaving than when you come in. The flowers by themselves change the energy, but I just feel like I have to hug everyone and have to greet everyone in such a way that they will always want to come back and visit Flowers by Alexis.
So let's get back to the vendor, the event. Any special moments that stuck out? Anything that any of the vendors maybe said to just a little thank thank you to having this platform for them?
Yeah, so I just feel like they were very happy to be there. I charge no vendor fee. I just want them to come and showcase their products. I feel like I've been blessed enough that my business just kind of soared, you know, and I just got a big platform. So why not share that with businesses who may not have gained the platform that I have, and just let them, you know, showcase all their products, because they put a lot of energy and love into their products.
Did you have a good Mother's Day?
I
did.
I
asked you that.
did.
Okay.
Yes.
I love it. Okay. Come back and see us.
I will.
And in the meantime, you can go and visit Alexis at the flower shop, Flowers by Alexis, and the exact address there?
851 Upshur Street, Northwest.
Okay. Love it. Thank
you.
Okay. We'll see you next time. Well, making or buying a flower bouquet is just one way that you can show your mom you love them. Another could be through a song. Take a listen.
I'll lift you up so you can touch the sky. I'll give you wings so you can learn to fly.
Well, that's Northern Virginia musician Megan Davis. And Megan and her husband Alex Keller co-wrote this song, I'll Lift You Up, for Mother's Day last year. They tell us they hope the song inspires mothers everywhere. And you can enjoy the full song on their YouTube page. Their account is Megan and Alex. Well, before we go, we want to take a moment to highlight you and the impact that you're making. We know that many of you watching are mothers, and some of you may be lucky enough to still have your mom in your life as well as your kids' life. I want to just close by paying tribute to my sweet mother, Barbara, whom you see there. That was a Christmas morning. I was probably about 3 years old. We were in Charleston, South Carolina, where she's from, and I miss her every single day. Some say we look alike. What do you think? I think so. All righty. Being a mom has just been the joy of my life, too. We started by showing some of my kids, and this is some of the fun that we have. Not all moments are fun and smiles. There have been lots of tears through the years, and the things you think you want for your kids are the things that they might not think they need, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, there is always love, and I love you girls so much. And I wanted to know what makes your mom so special, so I asked you on my social media accounts to shout them out. Here are some of the responses that I got. Daisy Butler, she's been a longtime friend. She says her mom is no longer with us, but that she loves her because of her unwavering support, love, and sacrifice. Thank you, Miss Daisy. Ganetta Floyd says that her mom is a wonderful, beautiful lady who took good care of her children. And these are just a couple of the response I have received. I want to thank you so much. There were so many that came in. I had a ball reading all of them. Some of them make you shed a tear a little bit too, but you can check out my latest Instagram reel and recent Facebook post to see your responses. Thank you so much for supporting and sending in your heartfelt responses about your mom. And thank you for joining me. We hope these stories inspired you to make a difference in your own way. And I want to continue to share stories that uplift you. You can email us at getuplifted@WUSA9.com. Reach out to me on my social media or the Get Up DC social pages. And as always, join the conversation just by using that hashtag GetUpDC. And please tune in to get your daily dose of Get Uplifted every morning in our 5 o'clock hour of Get Up DC, Monday through Friday. And you can also find these stories on our website and our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay uplifted.